What's the coldest thing you ever did in a fight with a sibling? I thought I'd just win the argument, but instead, I ended up shattering my sister's entire world. Growing up, my sister Mia and I had that kind of relationship where one minute we were inseparable and the next, we wanted to rip each other's hair out. She's 2 years younger, but sharper with her words. Every fight felt like a duel I could never quite win, and honestly, I hated it. She knew how to cut deep. She knew how to make me feel small. But there was one fight, one horrible fight, where I went too far. It started over something stupid. She borrowed my favorite sweater without asking and spilled orange soda on it. When I confronted her, she just laughed like it wasn't a big deal. "Relax, you act like this sweater defines you," she said. I saw red. I accused her of being careless, selfish, always taking my stuff. She fired back that I was uptight, controlling, and that nobody liked me because I was always bossing people around. Normally, this is where we'd yell and slam doors, but that day I snapped. She had this boyfriend at the time, Ethan, the first serious boyfriend she'd ever had. She was absolutely obsessed with him. They texted nonstop, and she'd light up every time his name popped on her phone. I'd overheard Ethan a week earlier in the cafeteria bragging to his friends about how Mia was clingy and kind of a joke. I hadn't told her because I didn't want to crush her, but in that moment, I weaponized it. "You know Ethan doesn't even like you, right?" I spat. "He literally told his friends you're pathetic and clingy. He's only with you because you're easy." The words left my mouth before I could stop them. Mia froze. Her face went pale, her lips trembling like she couldn't even process what I just said. "You're lying," she whispered, but her voice cracked. I doubled down, too angry to back off. "I'm not lying. I heard him with my own ears. He thinks you're a joke, Mia. A joke." She didn't scream. She didn't cry in front of me. She just stared at me like she didn't even recognize me as her sister anymore, then turned and locked herself in her room. The silence after that was worse than any yelling match we'd ever had. The fallout was brutal. The next day at school, she confronted Ethan. He didn't even deny it. He admitted it, laughed about it, and then dumped her on the spot. I thought maybe she'd be mad at him. But no, her fury was all aimed at me. She wouldn't speak to me for weeks. At dinner, she'd sit across the table, eyes red from crying, glaring like I'd ruined her entire life. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. I didn't just tell her the truth. I told her in the cruelest, most humiliating way possible. Not to protect her, but to hurt her. I used her biggest insecurity against her just to win an argument over a sweater. Months passed before she even acknowledged me again. When she finally did, it wasn't forgiveness. She just said, "You're supposed to protect me, not destroy me." That hit harder than anything. It took years, literal years, for us to rebuild trust. I apologized 100 times, but I knew deep down she'd never forget how easily I'd broken her heart just to make a point. Even now, we're older, we've mended a lot, but sometimes when we fight, I catch this flicker in her eyes like she's remembering that day. Like a part of her is still that girl staring at me in shock, realizing her own sister could be the coldest person in the room.